All right. It is time to begin. We have our fun ready to go, and we have our crew here as we are on the continent of Isira, and it's time to see precisely what occurs. Last time, our crew had defeated a monster that seemed to feed off the souls of children, supposedly ending its reign, though with Azak taking its helmet for their own to show. Esme had gone out and communicated with some loved ones and shared some of this with Critters as she began to walk away from the cave. Everyone seeing this began to follow as she walked with purpose. And that is really where we left off to see where all that ends up. Remember, you can help our peeps give channel points or spend those channel points to give awesome things as we are nearing some climaxes potential in the next few sessions. We just see what happens with all that. So, without further ado, as y'all catch up to Esme, she strolls with Critters. What would she like to do?
Does Esme's demeanor seem different after she spoke through the sending?
Jackie?
I think the last time you saw her before that was during the fight, and she looked very frustrated. And when you came out, she probably looked a little bit more resolved and maybe calm.
Okay. And Marvelous will walk up and just kind of try to catch up with whatever pace you've set and just say, everything all right, Esme?
Yes. I actually think there's something good that can come of all this. I think it's why we're here.
And I'm with you. I trust your insight on this.
Thank you, Marvelous.
Now, how much further?
Exactly the question I had in mind. My feet are sore.
Don't feel like walking in onto a village where we barely know. And again, still probably will eat us on sight. Let's just head back to the cave and feel like our friend's still waiting there.
What exactly do we want from him? Are we looking for a guide? Someone to spread message that we're in town and to keep us safe?
Guess it's just giving us safe passage to the island and through it. They said they had people on the other island where we believe Mother Esme's mother and father are. Maybe that's
They won't interfere, is what I understood if we did this for them.
right.
I mean, if y'all want a place to stay, you can just ask. We don't have to travel back to the cave.
It's not that. I feel like we need to tell them that the whole thing is done so they can spread word.
Oh, I could do that too, unless you really wanted to see him.
Oh, that's right. We keep forgetting magic.
Is there any small little creatures nearby?
Yeah, I mean, there's woodland animals around.
The rest of my second level slots, which is 2, and I'll burn up the rest of my third level slots, and I'll just cast Animal Messenger, and I'll describe the people on the island and spread the word
Okay.
that the child killing beast is gone. Or has been dealt with.
Very nice.
So that would be at least 5 creature.
Okay. Yeah, that works out.
So, are we looking to sleep then?
How long have we been? I feel like the day just started, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's probably around noon.
Okay. It's just I'm mostly tapped, so.
Ooh.
And Azlak, can you create the windwalking ability today to get us to the other island?
No, I'm gonna have to sleep on it.
So it sounds like we can either spend the day out here or travel. I guess we could keep walking for a while. Or we could go hang out in the mansion for a day.
I actually think the mansion might be smarter. I mean, if we're going to take a teleportation of some kind there, then it won't matter how close we get.
Is there any urgency, Esme? I mean, I know you're anxious. Who wouldn't be? But
Okay. So I spoke to my father. I don't think there's an urgency.
So is it officially he is your father? You asked him?
If I remember right, I found out through a communing. And then I contacted him. Because I found out they were indeed together. So yes, he is my father.
Well, what was he like?
He's, as far as I can tell, he's wonderful. He's I think if we go there, we should be prepared for a diplomatic meeting.
I feel that's a good idea. I wasn't planning on having to fight your mom and supposed father. Did he sound at least happy that you were in contact?
But to be honest, I've never met him before now, so I don't know how to read him. He seemed rather monotone, but he also might have just woken up.
That's weird. It's only noon.
But I think he's quite charismatic, from what I found out.
What do you mean?
So diplomacy first. Everybody, and Marvelous will look over to Goodnight. Diplomacy, correct?
Jackie, remind me because I'm just trying to remember a small detail.
Uh-huh.
Did you opt for their protection or not?
No,
Okay.
I don't believe I did.
Okay. So you would just make your way yourself, your own. Okay.
If I remember what our friend in the cave said, your mother and father live in a castle that no one dares approach.
He's expecting me.
So that means it'll be safe for us to go?
I would assume so if he's expecting me. He did invite me. To be fair, I didn't mention I was traveling with anyone.
Could test the waters a bit. When we're wind walking, we can choose whether or not when we want to individually reform. It takes about a minute, but you can have some one-on-one time, and we all still be vapor.
And when I sleep, I can try another sending and see if I can just let him know that I'll be arriving with others.
That too. Okay. Options. However you want to proceed is totally okay.
Remember, our friend said too that the wind walk won't get us all the way to the castle because it's too windy.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
All right.
Yes, of course.
Well, short term, we can put the mansion down. I personally am okay with just making a trek. I'll probably just be out here for a little while. I don't have to go in right now.
Oh, I need to go in right away. Indoors, heat. Oh, beds? Yes, please. Sign me up.
Okay.
Shauna will create the mansion.
Excuse me, one moment. She kind of steps off to the side and kind of puts her hand to her head and is listening and just says, I remember you. I healed everyone you brought me. Perhaps I'll be able to heal many more soon. And she steps back.
Everything all right, Mother?
Yes, one of the women from Westron. They misplaced one of their friends.
Goodnight gives like that whole cocked head look and just like, how do you misplace a friend? Like, did they misplace like more in trouble and getting killed again, or?
I have no idea. They just asked me if I healed a certain someone, and I didn't remember the names, so I just told them I healed who they brought to me. It's weird they don't remember that. Anyway, the mansion.
Yeah.
By the way, Mother, how do you know how you're going to bring up the whole fact that your parents might be enslaving people? Like, I don't think that's a very easy thing to just ask.
I've already addressed that. I've addressed that many times. My parents are not the people in charge.
I'm not saying they are, I just am asking how are we going to bring up if they are possibly involved or know who is.
From speaking to my father, I get a strong sense that everything he is doing is to protect rather than to harm. And it's why I know that he's good. It's the way he spoke. I think there's a part of the puzzle we don't have access to yet. And once we do, it'll make more sense. And then you'll all see.
Alright. Now take it one piece at a time. And yes, Marvelous, I will approach diplomatically.
And you know what diplomatically means.
Well,
You're awful slow on that drawback. Good night.
I mean,
You really do, or are you just kind of funning with us?
I guess everyone has a different term of diplomatic. I find myself to be a very diplomatic person. I always win every argument we've ever been in.
Arguments don't usually end with the bodies we leave behind.
Does Goodnight wear a gauntlet over his knuckles by chance?
Oh, he does.
Okay, never mind then. I was gonna check for a perception check for a tattoo. Does he name his fist Diplomacy?
Well, surely we're not going to attack Esme's mother and father without her telling us to. I mean,
Would I ever do something like that? Wait, don't answer that.
Okay, I won't.
I will behave. I will be on my best behavior, let's put it that. I won't act in any way Bahamut wouldn't deem appropriate.
Let's double down on that. We need a safe word so when we all can collectively agree on that it's okay for Goodnight to unsheath his sword.
Diplomacy.
All right, nobody use that word until we're really okay with it.
And it's got to come from Mother Esme.
I exactly agree with that. It has to come from Mother Esme.
Well, let's all enjoy our company for the night.
Right, Shauna, can you describe the mansion for Charlie?
Oh, yes. You walk in, and first thing you'll see is a giant 20-foot statue of a Goliath. And you can see everything.
oh
And then she
my.
goes, yes, that is Gothok. But give me 1 second. And you see her like concentrate. Okay, you have a room. Don't know what you like, you'll have to let me know. Maybe I'll find things. But yes, you see, and then you'll see these like little human-looking people that are very miniature come up to you, and they have long hair, and they're like, well, silverish kind of. And she's like, that is Mini Pals.
Oh,
They're a representation of my friend Palin. He's no longer with us. I mean, he still lives, but he's just not traveling with us.
I was about to say.
Well, we think he does.
Yes, I hope so at least. He's probably still in the library, honestly.
He probably is.
Oh,
He's
that's
probably never gonna leave.
Oh.
But, yes. They'll get you anything you want. They'll be at your beck and call. Feel free to wander. There's in his whatever you could imagine for food. That's vegetarian. There's a hot tub room. There's a room that Goodnight likes to beat up a giant pit fiend looking creature. But yes, feel free to wander around, enjoy the mansion.
This is delightful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Azok, or Critters, both of you seem like the best in survivaling skills and like wandering through things. Would either of you like to come with me for like 10 minutes?
Trust.
You can go straight ahead. The woods is not my thing.
All right.
Oh, you won't be in the woods.
Okay. I don't mind going then. We both go. If need
No,
be.
only one of you.
Only one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Rollies? Straws?
Sure. Why not? Oh, that's not a nice thing. I rolled 11.
Natural 20.
So is winner going or winner staying?
How, do you need like a high survival for something? Because I have a low
Sure.
survival.
I just need somebody that's sure. Which one do you want to go?
You run the coin toss. I'll
Yeah.
sitting out here.
I'll let Isaac go so that way you might have a better chance at
Okay.
that survival check.
Shauna will then start cat chanting, and all of a sudden you'll end up in a maze of a house of mirrors that she's created. And it's literally this maze spell. So if you want to get out before 10 minutes is up, you have to roll a 20 intelligence check.
Oh,
Intelligence check, not save. Or you could be there for 10 minutes just wandering.
Okay, let's see what the dice say. Intelligence check coming at you. All right. Azok will kind of. Is maze? What does the maze look like? Is it just walls?
It's just a hall of mirrors.
Just a hall of mirrors.
Like, yep, it's just a very long hall of mirrors, and like you might be able to find a spot, and it just keeps going in mirrors. It's never end. It's endless.
For the first 10 minutes, Azok's looking at himself, just being like, "What are you doing?" And he's
It
checking
only
out.
lasts for 10 minutes, so.
Well, for a minute to be like checking out that headdress that he's got on. Looked at himself. All right. Starts walking. He has no intentions or like no way of knowing how to do this. So he's just walking, not trying to figure it out. Just go back and around and around and around.
After 10 minutes, you'll reappear, and she'll go,
I walk.
"How was it?"
I hit a tree, and then that was a good one. Don't do that to me again. I did not like that.
So it worked. Do I need any improvements?
Nope. I mean, yeah, no, that stumped me. Probably stumped any average Joe you spell that on. I don't know.
Good to know. Thank you. Here's a gold. I feel like I should pay you for being my subject.
No, you keep your gold. That was just. I feel like I got the short end of the bargain there with critters, but that's okay.
Critters was just sitting there laughing for the last 10 minutes, like giggling to himself. You'll hear like different mimic laughters from different races, and
I hear your critters. Knock it off. You hear that. You hear that going off throughout like these every couple of minutes in the maze. Like you can kind of hear you. Just nope. Stop it. I hear you.
Critters is gonna stay outside us for a bit and just he's gonna try and like infuse his magic to his swarm, because the spell I picked up on the level up was aid. So so I'll use like since his whole magic is based on the swarm, I will have his aid be like a bug that attaches to everybody for that for the additional hit points. Yeah, he's just gonna play with his bugs for a bit while then he'll eventually head inside.
All right. So in the mansion, anything before you all go to sleep?
Yes, since there's several hours there, good night would like to approach Shauna and say, "Hi, nice lady."
Good night. You know my name.
Hi, nice lady, Shauna.
Now I know where this is going. What do you need?
It's not what I need. It's what I have that I forgot about that you may or may not kill me on.
Okay.
So you know that thing I borrowed from you and that's been filled for like 3-4 months now?
You mean the bag of holding?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he pulls out his own bag of holding.
You have a bag of holding.
I may or may not have forgotten I had this.
So you want all your ore back? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not all of it, because I know we made a deal that you could give some to that guy, and he feels that he's just we're talking in the main area, so the statue's just right there.
The foyer.
Correct. Which I did.
Oh, you already did. Okay. But yeah. Well, if you want any to like keep or augment or anything, you can. But
So how much would you like back of it? All of it? I mean, like 300 ore pounds? How much?
well, how about clean halvesies? Or think it's only fair? 250.
All right. Just dump out half your ore. There you are.
Thank you.
Next time, you should not totally forget you have things like that on you, because, you know, if you were ever to end up in a bag of holding, with a bag of holding on you, let's just say critters found that out the hard way, what happens.
That was Palin.
Oh, was it
Not
Palin?
Palin. The
No,
other
that's
one.
Presley.
Presley. There we go. No, it
Yes.
was a P.
That was a Jeb character, though. My friend
that's-
Presley found out the hard way what happened. And unfortunately, his came with a goop dragon. But, yes, don't mix the two bags.
What's a Presley and why would you go in a bag of holding?
He didn't go in a bag of holding. We were in a dire situation, so he thought he could save us all by throwing two bags together. And there happened to be a goop dragon inside it, and it caused a whole mess. We lived, caused a thing. I advise not to play with that type of stuff, though. So,
Well,
just don't forget
have-
next time.
I won't. And we still have time, so I'm gonna try and make an ingot before we go to bed tonight.
Ah. Well, have fun. She'll tap you on your head.
So if you hear loud noises, don't worry, I'm not killing anything currently.
Insight check.
And then he heads up to his room to start making a ingot of that special material. You need a roll, Matt? Or...
You're just making an ingot?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. You can do that.
So now I have 4. Yay!
Nice.
And then he will. I almost said he will end his turn, but he will go to sleep with everyone else.
Esme will go ahead and send that sending to her father before she goes to bed.
Which sending?
Regular sending.
Okay, yeah. So, what do you say?
Father, I'm planning to go to you tomorrow my friends will be accompanying me. I have told them we are there as friends, not enemies.
This is good. You're of course welcome. Yes, again. Either you can come as another or as a guest. A guest, others may want to interfere. Let me know if you should be announced or you wish to brave the dangers to reach me.
Okay, so she'll send back.
Mhm.
I would prefer less dangers. We have traveled a long ways to meet you and Mother. If it's not trouble, we would welcome guest status.
Then let me see you. You feel someone trying to watch you.
In my room?
hmm Do you want to make a wisdom save or do you fail?
She she puts her veil back on and fails.
Okay. All right. Now they can't respond again, so
I can always send them something. So I have 2 more of these I can send before I sleep.
up to you.
So I do. I would say, did you see me? Hopefully, I'm what you expected. I hope that helps our situation tomorrow. Let me know if anything else is needed. Esme.
Daughter, expectations are for fools, but you're beautiful. I will let the colonies know, all the islands and ours, of your status.
All right. So for her last sending, she's going to very quickly send this to Rowan. Rowan, it's Esme, about to go meet Dad. Should I mention you, or would that be too sudden? Let me know as soon as possible.
Oh wow, I didn't know that I had to make a... Oh, do I have to ask permission now? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Sure. And let me know if I need to meet him or when I can meet him. Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. So then she'll go to bed.
Charlie actually wants to knock on Esme's door right before bedtime. She's holding 2 cups of hot cocoa, freshly made.
Okay, so she'll go answer the door.
Esme, it's one of my traditions whenever staying in suitable housing to have a small drink before bed. I was wondering if you'd like to join me.
Oh, sure. And I think the first thing you would notice in this room, because I'm pretty sure it was never moved, is there is a giant statue of this half-elf bard just kind of in the corner.
Is this one also naked?
No.
Okay.
Esme might notice there's also a new picture in her room.
I was going to ask about that. So yeah, so there's now two pictures, one of a tiefling woman and I assume the other tiefling man.
And Shauna's added a present. She's made a picture of a family portrait of when you were and had you as a little baby.
So that's right next to her bed.
So these are your parents then?
Yes. Yes, they are.
And you haven't seen them since you were a child? I'm assuming from the painting.
Oh, well, the first time I saw my mother was that painting. My friend Shauna had done a spell to see him and then created me that painting to show me what she looked like.
Oh my, so you've never actually met them face to face?
Well, if I have, I don't remember. All I remember is growing up in a religious order and no mention of her or anyone from that life, except for my tiefling name, which is Sorrow.
Oh, that's tragic in a way, Mother Esme.
No,
Why?
actually, it's a wonderful name.
Well, I have to ask, are you nervous? I mean, tomorrow seems like a big day.
I'm very nervous, actually. I have no idea what to do or say. I'm actually considering drinking for the very first time in my life.
Oh, that's why I brought you the cocoa. Drink as much as you want. What's the wildest dream? Like, if everything goes perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
what does that look like to you?
Well, my parents and I will obviously bid farewell to everyone for a short time. We'll go on vacation together, probably
course.
travel the world, maybe get a boat, and we'll have family game nights. And I'll get to ask my mother about why she named me two names, because my other name is Hope. So I'm Hope and Sorrow. It's a weird thing. And just learn about their adventures.
And Matt, I'm going to use my subtle casting of Detect Thoughts. And I'm going to ask, and what's the biggest worry you have about the whole thing? I just want to know the truth from you, Esme.
So Esme says, well, I think the worst possibility is that my friends, they're good people, but I worry that they might not see them the way I do, my parents. And they might act too soon without giving them a chance. But I'm hoping that I'm wrong about that, because I have no reason to believe they would. It's just you asked worst case scenario.
Oh no, of course. I'm sure that they are as good and wholesome as any parents could possibly be. They did name you Hope, but Goodnight's nervous. You understand that, and there's these rumors going around that they're caught up in all sorts of terribleness, and you understand that.
I understand they're rumors, but the rumors are all false.
Oh, sure. And if they seem true, or if you see evidence of it, I mean, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't have to worry about it. There is no evidence because it doesn't happen.
Of course not. And she'll reach out and touch your arm. But what would you do if it's true? And I'm gonna pry deep into your mind.
Okay.
So take your wisdom save.
All right.
DC 18.
Let me see. What kind of a spell is this?
Oh, it detect thoughts. I don't know if it's a charm effect.
It's not chimed.
So it's a wisdom 18 save. If you fail, I get deep insight into what you worry over. Something that looms large in its mind.
Okay. All right. So I am going to roll. All right. You said a wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom 18. I know that's your strongest, probably.
27.
All right. You know I tried to pry. I'm happy to let you know that I tried to pry.
Why are you prying?
Oh, Isme, I'm a little nervous for you is all. I'm sorry.
I've been completely honest with you.
When people are disappointed, they often become unpredictable. I just want to make sure that I can do my part to ensure tomorrow goes the way you want. I shouldn't have pried too deeply. That was extremely rude. I'm used to going by unnoticed, frankly, and that didn't work out this time. But I want to ensure tomorrow meets your goals and dreams, or at least avoids your deepest fear. Whatever that might be.
I don't think you should worry about tomorrow.
Well, then I won't. I lie convincingly, and I'll stand up to dismiss myself. Do you have a good night? And I hope I didn't offend you too much.
It's not that. It's just... Have I given you some reason not to believe me?
You, of course not. I believe that you are a faithful daughter excited to meet her mother and father. I'm just a little nervous that
So is that why you brought me cocoa?
I brought you cocoa because I want to be your friend.
Well, a small piece of advice. If you want to be friends, friendship is based on trust. Trust means not relying on looking into the mind of your friend.
Wise words. Could I maybe share a piece before I leave?
Sure.
If the people that love you are scared for you, there's probably a good reason.
I completely agree. And I know that people are worried. But what they're worried about, I wish I could explain it. They don't see it as clearly as I do. But they will, hopefully tomorrow.
Know that that's my vow to you. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that tomorrow is a wonderful day for you.
All right. Well, I forgive you.
Thank you. You can't blame a girl for trying. And Charlie will smile and leave.
All right, then anything else?
Yes. Shauna, once everything passes and later becomes night, she gets into her room. She's going to lay out some materials and she is going to do divination. She's going to pull out some incense, pull out some pieces to the Moonweaver, and she's going to lay it down. And she wants to ask, will Mother Esme's meeting with her parents go to everything that she wishes it to be?
bit of time goes by till you hear a familiar woman speak in your ear. Yes. Because that's what she wants to see.
With that, I think Shauna's gonna get up and she's gonna walk into the hallway and see everybody's doors. She's gonna walk right up to Mother Esme's and stop, and then turn. She's gonna walk in and knock on Marbellus's door.
Marvellus was sound asleep and you woke him up. Yes.
Roll initiative.
42.
It's
Yeah?
just me. Yes.
Hey, Shauna.
Hi. I'm sorry to wake you. It's been a rough night. Well, tomorrow we meet Mother Esme's parents.
Yes. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I'm excited for her. And, you know, it's something I've been hoping for her for the longest time. I'm nervous for her because, let's just say, it can always be not the best welcoming backs sometimes. But what worries me more is I reached out tonight into the possible realms of foresight, and I asked a question if she believes everything will go right for her tomorrow. The response I got back was her belief will hold up, but she just left me wondering what she believes is true, but she won't be looking for what's underneath it. Marbellus, you're one of the most, besides, you know, people here, logical, sneaky, and talkative. You can find out things other people can't. I will be by Mother Esme's side tomorrow, but I need you to be watching out for the things that she won't be seeing and the things I won't be able to point out to her, because I don't want to ruin her day for that.
Let's hope it goes well. There's a lot of different sides and a lot of different ways this could play out because there's so much we don't really know. And at the end of it all, her disappointment could manifest in something that we can't control.
That, and you're the easiest one to keep Goodnight on a leash, I think. Because I can't let this information get to him, because you know how he could take it. He can be very swing first, ask questions later sometimes. Even if it's in defense of a friend.
I agree. Okay. We just have to really be on guard for how this plays out. And I hope, beyond hope, that Esme finds what she's truly looking for and it's not camouflaged into something else.
So do I. I really hope she finds the family she wants. And I hope all our intuitions and the rumors that we've heard throughout Vasselheim are wrong. And that they have no part in the Callers and no part in wanting to reawaken a Titan. But
Well, the truth is they could have a part, but not have a choice.
Sadly, there's always a choice.
So, or a choice they're not, it's made a choice that they're not willing to take.
And see, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid the choice was to send their daughter away. And bringing her back opens up that option of, you know,
Yeah. So basically, we have to be prepared for any and everything.
exactly, like we always are.
Yeah.
All right, sleep well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. Uh, no, thank you, Shauna. That, you know what? I hope she realizes that the family she's found wants the most and the best for her as the one she's looking for.
I think she does. She just has to accept that. And sometimes it's hard for us to accept that.
I agree.
Good night.
But we're here for her. Good night.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else? Okay. In that case, y'all wake up the next morning having completed your long rest.
All right. Finally got some hit points.
I feel invigorated, like I have an extra spell or something.
Yeah, Esme comes down for breakfast, same as always, with the little Palins.
Very good.
Travel?
So, just so you know, we will have a guest pass, for lack of a better word. So we should not encounter as many threats as I think we would have otherwise.
You should call it a family pass.
Oh, that's good. A family pass. I like that.
Multi pass.
I bet if Palin were here, he'd want to. What's the word? Market trade it.
Monetize.
Yes.
So what should we expect? I mean, what do I wear is what I'm trying to get at. Are we going somewhere fancy? Are we expecting to meet a lot of people today, or just your parents?
Well, I don't know, and I was wondering. I mean, should I change? I've always worn this. I don't. Maybe
Maybe
not.
yourself, of course, but like, the best version of yourself.
Right. I mean, they left me there for a reason, so they'd probably be happy that I'm continuing. Yes, that makes more sense. Anyway, I think this is going to be wonderful, and I can't wait for us all to meet. My family here and my family there.
I think it proves it will be a memorable day. And you
And a
look
day-
wonderful.
And a day without violence, right? Good night.
What?
I just picture Goodnight like sharpening his sword.
Yeah. Oh,
Somebody say my name?
And we start over. 1, 2.
All I heard was violence and good night in the same sentence.
All right. All right, eat up. Gotta do this while it's still light outside. It's not as windy.
Right.
Was it? Yep. Once we're all ready, Azok will gather everybody outside the mansion, and
are you going to take your friend with you? Who's going to help you get through some of the other things, or no?
ooh, I think we can. I can go up to 10 creatures. We could bring a friend around along.
Can we also bring Ozzy?
It's 2. It's 4. That's 6. 7. Yeah.
And the griffin that is now the platinum griffin.
The platinum griffin can fly, being a griffin, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any other secret animals?
No other animals, but can we land on land this time instead of in the water?
I am out of boats.
Then we should probably do this double time, and then he'll complete the ritual and start.
All the requests.
Amazing. And so with that, yeah, you and the one who's been kind of who had asked you to go ahead and take care of the thing. Into a look. Getting water here. Begin flying off. And as you come out, actually, you're flying a few hours. Probably about halfway there when you see the winds forward begin going into a vicious storm.
Uh-oh.
What I need, let's do strength saving throws to not be scattered by the wind.
Oh no.
That can only go well for me.
I'll be getting scattered, my friends.
+5.
It's gonna be bad.
Do we get the +5 in mist form?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
22.
12.
23 from Goodnight.
12.
Yay.
Oh, thank God. 29 with a natural.
Whoa.
Sweet.
There they are.
Yeah.
With
So who got 12s?
Charlie.
Probably Azak. What did Esme get?
with the boost from Goodnight, I got a dirty 20.
Okay. So the wind moves. You are able to push through, except for Azak and Charlie. You see those two mists just gone as it churns in this massive storm. Push through. It lasts a few minutes, about 20 or so, before you finally push to. Seems like to be the other side, and it oddly ends after that time. And you can see shaped in the clouds above the island you are headed to is what seems to be an impression of something that has been carved into the cliffside of the island. From what you can tell, it could have been on multiples. which is a portrait of Esme. Outlined in line art. If lightning was summoned to crack the rock, and the clouds themselves reflect her status.
Is it like a detailed, or is it like just a?
I mean, it's fairly detailed.
Clear is like it's clearly Esme. It's not just some.
It's
key.
clearly Esme.
Okay.
You see the habit. You see like line little. Not sure why there's pieces of a nightgown in there, but they're there.
Are Azak and I separate from the party?
Yes.
I don't know. Looking back at the if Azok is clear of the storm line and it's just that drastic change, can you look around the surroundings? Is it just that storm in this part of where we are entering, or is it is like a circumference?
Yeah, the storm essentially through this whole thing has now dissipated, and the rest of your travel times you are able to get to an island, each of the two groups.
How do we find Azok and Charlie?
Are we going to ground first? Before I don't think we can talk as in this.
Oh, I thought we had.
That's a great question. I was looking that up, and I don't know if it says anything about us not being able to talk.
I don't think we.
No,
can
you can't. You can't. You can't
Yeah, I was
talk.
gonna say gaseous form won't let you talk.
Yeah,
You
when
can't
he
do
said
anything.
land, not land, but when he said we found different islands, I was assuming we had landed, but I see now that we haven't. So that's
Yeah, I was assuming you guys were beginning to land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I think
Yeah, if
that's
we
what-
pass through the storm, especially, do we notice that the other two? Do we notice
Yeah.
wind is missing?
You do, especially when you reform and the spell runs out. Yeah, you find yourselves, so the main group here, the frozen ground below gives this vast tundra, though you see a little bit of grass peeking out. Your arrival scares off a few white deer that seem to run and begin to blend in with the snowy landscape. A few white rabbits move at your presence. You can see almost dots of movement way off. You'd recognize this as humanoids moving, but miles away. Whether they see you or not, you're not entirely sure.
Great. We're on Wildmount. I saw the deer, Esme.
well,
You didn't tell me there were rabbits.
do you think Charlie and Azok formed when they became a solid? They came into us.
Oh, that's
Or
strange
Azok.
thought.
Drew go up to Goodnight's armor and knock it. It's like they put his ear up to it.
I do feel a little Azaki.
I'm sorry if you feel that way. 'Cause it sucks.
Hearing that, Shauna's just gonna shake her head and go, Azak, where are you? Can you get back to us? You can respond to this message. I hope you're actually still alive. Please be alive. Okay.
Ezek
I'm
and
waiting.
Charlie, you find yourselves just on off on a rocky shore. This is the best place you can get. You see below a vast city. It seems to be made with stone, mixture of stone and quartz all around. The largest thing that immediately gets your attention is a large quartz spire that must rise 300 feet, towering below this dock city, with a mixture of enormous abodes and wide streets mixed with smaller places. Many of the smaller abodes attached in some way going up these larger things. And you see humanoid size, right? Creatures about your size walking amongst those 20 to 25 feet tall. A large sign stands. 2 languages. One is common that reads "Go home."
Azok's gonna look around, realize it's just the 2 of us now.
Well, good job on getting us on land and not water.
I mean, you're welcome. Did not account for us being separated, which I think that's what happened.
Oh, no. I'm sure it's a very challenging spell, and it goes wrong for almost everyone that casts it. Not just, just every time you cast it. It's got to be very common. This is great. Should we reach out to them in some way?
Oh, I feel like Shauna's gonna do that in a couple of seconds. Let's just look and see what we see here. It says "Go home" in common. Do we recognize the other language?
You do by now. It is in giant.
Don't think it's.
I don't speak giant.
Yeah. Gotta look real quick. Nope. Okay. Clearly not invited. Was not expecting that.
Well,
Hang on, one sec. Me and Charlie are fine. Found a giant city. They don't want trespassers. You should probably see it. It's like a 300-foot spire somewhere in the middle of it. We'll hold out here? That was Shauna asking
No.
for it.
good job on being so efficient with your words. It is a giant city, and by the looks of it, is full of giants. That was well described. Do we dare walk in anyway?
I don't know. Do you approve of how much I walk?
I'm sorry that I've been giving you a hard time, if that's what that was.
No, it's fine. How do you want to do this, though? We're all by ourselves.
Well, we can sneak in. Well, let's see what they are going to do. Let's see what our friend's going to do. They'll reach back out to us, right?
Probably.
So, guys, sorry to say, Azok hasn't responded. I think they might be gone.
There is us. I'm telling you. If you said the singing, maybe it came into me.
But what are you responding as me?
Well, I don't know. But could you send it again? Maybe I can respond to it. Just speak very loudly.
No, they did respond, actually.
Oh.
Do we see a giant city on this island?
Not well. You can see from here there are. What you can see is it looks like some oddly shaped hills that are in shadow, given the way the sun is setting.
Well, they're on land somewhere. They're in front of a city of giants that says "Do not enter." He told me that he would wait there, which is interesting because he has a spell that's more reliable than my spell. So if we're on the same island, I mean, we can travel. But if we're not, that's gonna, we might encounter a problem. I do have an idea though. If y'all want? I don't know how long it would take to get across islands. Are they like how many miles apart, Matt?
You don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, could we just ask our friend that we brought with us and see what that describes it?
Well, I could just shift us to another plane of existence.
Mother, I don't think that would necessarily help.
So if you're just going to him, it goes, you'd mean Gorholm.
Yes, that's probably what they meant.
Hmm. I see. Hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would call it home yet, but
Hmm.
Is that one on this island?
It is.
Okay, good. How far away?
Good question. About 50 miles.
Oh, that's all.
I guess.
Okay, good.
Do we just find a coast and follow the shore until we see it?
So that'd be 2 days' journey.
what if they come to us and we go to them? That's a 25-mile trip.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to do. And I'll send them in.
Oh, yes, Gorholm is south.
So they'll have
and-
north, we had south.
And where is Mother Esme's father located at? Do you know where he lives at all?
From here, this would be the north to the northwest of here. He points up to the mountains. You can see there's dark clouds that seem to not move and constantly thunder. That is called Sredar.
So we would be going the other way if we meet them halfway. Wait, is it possible, Shauna, for you to like communicate and Azak and Charlie just make themselves into that myth thing and come here and meet us, and then we continue as we start walking, and then they catch us faster than we catch them.
You've traveled 8 hours, so if you continue to travel, you will start to get into exhaustion.
And another problem is I did tell them we would be there today, and I don't know how long the pass lasts.
Oh, we're probably not going to make it to them today, Mother.
Oh,
We just got here within the time we traveled, and I mean, we could keep traveling. We'll just get tired. And I keep kind of somehow thinking, as Ox mentioned, he can only do that ability once per day for some reason. That's probably why he told us to come to him. But do you know what? I do like your idea of having them walk to us, or at least waiting till tomorrow and then using his spell. Oh, I hope him and Charlie can do well at night without a mansion. I know Azok will be fine, but Charlie goes back to the study. Azok, our Goliath friend told us we're like about 50 miles apart. You're near Gorholm. That's the giant city. We could walk to you, or you guys could walk this way, or we could meet up tomorrow. We're like north of you.
Yeah, we can probably start heading towards you guys and walk a little more and just somehow meet up. Maybe stay by the coastline, and then we'll eventually meet up with each other.
How far are we from the castle?
From the castle, you're about 100 miles.
So more than a day's journey.
Mm-hmm. With Azok, it would be less than a day.
You say with Azok it'll be less than a day. What does that mean?
When walking,
Azok like makes your traveling speed times 20.
Oh, okay.
Azok's magic makes it so like you can travel crazy. When you have to walk, it's only like 24 miles a day. With Azok, I think it's 270 miles a day.
Okay.
yeah, we go 300 feet per turn,
Yeah.
and that's without even dashing.
All right.
So, Shauna, if we double back halfway
Uh-huh.
to them, if they come halfway to us, and then we spend the night, Azok could theoretically get us to the castle the next morning or the
Well,
next.
so the problem right now is we've traveled our 8 hours today. Obviously, if we keep going right now where we're at, we're going to encounter exhaustion that we've all felt before. It's obvious. So we can do that, but doing that, we're either going to have to stay in my mansion to recover that possibly a day, which might put us 2 days out, or we rest now. Azok uses his spell in the morning, travels here. He'll have to turn back, and we'll have to sadly walk the rest of the way as far as we can get, and then the next day. So I mean, we're still a couple of days out, but it's either way.
Well, hold on. Let me see. If well, I could relieve 5 people's exhaustion.
You wouldn't have to worry about me. I mean, at least for a while, I can take a short rest and be okay.
It's up to you guys. I'm kind of worried about Charlie and Azak alone. I really wish I was with them.
I was just thinking that good night.
How about
How-
this?
Oh, go ahead.
If we travel to go, could we make it to them tonight? Theoretically.
I think he said it's a 2-day journey, so no.
So no.
Yeah.
If they came
If they head north and you head south, you can meet each other
right,
in the night.
I don't have.
I have
enough.
another crazy idea. I don't know how much your family, Mother Esbe, knows magic, but if they're able to find where we're at, teleport you a piece of furniture from them, we could then use that teleport spell I have to get there. So that would be a quick way to get to them. So then we could travel to Charlie and Kellen, or Charlie and Azok quicker, and not have to worry about getting to them.
I can try.
I
It's
would
worth
just
a
need
shot.
like a piece of, something from there.
Okay. A piece of something from there. Would this work? And she holds out the sending stone that she used to speak to her mother through.
Is it 6 months? It has to be within the last 6 months.
That it would belong to her?
That's been in that destination.
Oh. Hmm. I have
For
no idea.
associate- Yeah, for associate object, it needs to have been there within the last 6 months.
Okay. So probably not. All right, I'll check and see if I can get something. Hopefully they won't think I'm bothering them too much. And she kind of closes her eyes and says, "Great news, Father. Just arrived at Islands. Issue with Storm. Separated from group. To help, can you send me something from Castle here to teleport?"
Goes by. I can tell the person is particularly holding on to the spell. I am willing to try. Send me. Oh, sorry. I'm willing to try, darling. Send me a description of a landmark or something that is unique, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. She looks at Critters. Critters, you're good at nature. Do you see anything here that looks unique or that could be used as a way of knowing where we're at as opposed to everywhere else?
Yeah. Do you want me to make a perception check or a survival check to get like detailed, like landmarks?
I think survival check, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there any inspirations in the disc or in the?
Unfortunately, no.
No? Okay.
So,
No.
Okay, critters, you've got this. Just concentrate. Find us one good thing. One good thing.
I do guidance him because I
and
did
I'll
ask
give
him.
him bardic inspiration.
yeah, okay.
What's the bardic?
Hold on. Let me make sure it's not 12 now. Yes, a D12.
Oh, jeez. That will help. Oh, God. Oh, no. 16?
Is that with the guidance?
That's guided. That's everything, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
8,
Well.
2, 2. Or 8, 3, 3, and I have a plus 3. Or 8, 3 plus 2, and I have a plus 3. So 15.
Okay. I mean, you pick around some rocks. There's some they look like they're probably unique. And you put together a description.
Yeah.
And give it to Esme.
Right, so Esme will cast Sending again, and this time she's going to relay the information that Critters just gave her.
Hey Matt, chat
Mhm.
did technically respond fairly quickly. Would you allow Critters to use that? I know sometimes you do.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I love that.
There we
reaction.
go.
The dice said no.
Nope.
There we go.
Ooh.
The dice
Got rid of
says,
that nat one. Thank
challenge my role.
God. Ooh.
Okay. You get a description. There's a pause. Oh, actually, interesting. Oops, you don't want to do that. Yeah. Sorry, I hit the wrong dice. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
sorry. Okay. In there a second. I'm rolling a lot of dice here. All right. I got to roll more dice. More dice.
16's a pretty good roll for
Which one- okay.
finding it.
One of these two groups is about to get hit by a very expensive ottoman.
Yes.
Those are all those dice to hit?
No, I think that's all
My
the force damage.
God.
So that's the
all
damage.
all the birthday presents he never gave me just come all at once.
Okay.
We're all shredded from because of
You
our
said you want
tab.
something from us. Here you go.
Okay. So, how much force damage does this thing take?
Knew it. I knew it.
Oh my gosh. What have we done?
So the amount of force damage I need to roll, given this, is 27 d10.
Holy crap, bro.
A possible 270 force damage? Oh my gosh.
So a minute goes by. You should have it by now. It was your baby cradle that we made before. And then, oh, that's what happened before the minute. And then, and this big burst of dust and ash just. I hope you find that good. That was my precious object in remembrance of you.
So it's just sticks?
No,
What?
it is nothing. It is pieces of ash.
Oh.
It is utterly destroyed.
Can I mend?
No,
Not what's left, bro. It's pulverized.
it is disintegrated.
Oh god. He's going to be so angry at me.
I guess
That
we
was
might
my-
be walking.
That was my crib.
The
I mean,
dust?
you don't really need it anymore.
What do we do?
You're kind of thrown out of it. And honestly, that's kind of rude to send your crib, because he'd be making you carry that with you the rest of the way. Like, that's a big thing to carry. Like, think about it.
Maybe
It
we
was
should-
for you to teleport there.
I know. Sean is just trying to It's just
I-
trying
I-
to make it better.
Babies aren't also that big. They're like this. They're like 2 squares long.
Yes, but cribs.
Esme just starts like putting the ash into her bags.
Oh,
Will this work? Shauna? Will this dust,
Oh,
this dust that we're scraping up, will that help?
would that work? I mean,
No.
Does anybody have mold earth?
well, I guess we start walking.
Okay, well, I guess we head south and tell Azok and Charlie to head north.
Yep. And she'll message Azok again. We're heading that way. Meet us halfway, obviously. We don't want to walk 50 miles, that'd be rude.
All right, they just called to tell me that they started walking.
oh, so if we stay here, they'll just come all the way here?
Well, they expect us to go halfway.
Well, that's a little rude. It was them that left us behind.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess you could think of it like that.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm a team player. I mean, we can go walk down that way if you'd like, or There's probably a nice, comfortable bed in this town right by us.
Yeah. Looking at the city around us, like, there are people like just standing out, looking out to watch, or are they just minding their own business?
I mean, you didn't, you're just a wisp, so people haven't quite noticed you.
Gotcha. I mean, no harm in looking just a little bit. We don't want to spend here too long if that doesn't plan out. Or, think you'd be mad if we just stay here?
Well, Mother Esme is in a hurry, but I mean, us getting lost on our way to them. I mean, 50 miles is a lot. That's a lot. We could easily misjudge where to go and not link up. It's probably easier for them to find us. In a way, it's faster for them to come to this giant spire than for us to find them in the wilderness. I trust your judgment. Absolutely, I trust your judgment.
Let's take the hour at least to see what's up with this town. And if it looks safe enough, we can ask some questions. We do that, and then head on over.
Yes, and maybe get a horse. Or two.
Yeah. Okay. You got to do all the talking, though.
Oh, sure.
I-
No, I've seen you.
No, that we agree on. This is my resting everyday feast.
Matt, that sign said "Gore home," not "Go home." Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard "Go home."
It's because Alizak is a little bit illiterate.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, that's not a safe place. And we saw humanoids in the town.
Yeah.
Were they human, or I guess I have to get closer to see.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, Charlie will stand up and brush off the dirt from her dress. Let's go make some friends.
After you.
And we'll walk towards the town.
All right. Coming closer. By now, the way you approach, having to get a little closer shore and taking a little bit of a path, you are getting noticed quite readily. The entirety of these people tend to be, even the smaller ones, are about 7 to 8 feet tall. Tattoos on their skin. Muscular and large.
They seem be verging in a hostile demeanor.
I'm more suspicious.
Is there any sort of inn type establishment? I mean, is it? I don't know how small the town is, or if it's large enough that they would expect traders of some sort. Basically, I'm looking for like a tavern, a gathering place where strangers would be expected.
Yeah. To really kind of do this, you'd have to try to talk to some people. So give me a persuasion check.
Sure. That defaults to a 20 because of Eloquence Bard.
Okay. Then you see there is a larger inn, though not as enormous as another. It's again, it seems like this very large one, and then there's like this tiny rope ladder where you see the smaller humanoids. These very much the ones that you saw on the island, very similar stock, going up and down this kind of rickety rope ladder to get to this, and that seems to be bolted onto the side, this large one about 100 feet up.
Charlie's going to form a psychic connection with Azok. Just kind of speak into your mind. It's a fascinating mixture of cultures here. We have what must be giants living a daily life with, well, almost regular people like us. People definitely like our friend from the other island.
Certainly a first. This is the first time I've seen these two coexisting together.
Matt, that feels unusual, correct? For humans and giants to coexist in this way?
I mean, I've not seen it before.
Okay. Well, then I can't wait to make some friends. And yeah, we'll head into the inn for the little people.
Okay. To get up here, I do need athletics checks.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
It was
Natural
meant to be.
one.
Oh, that's so funny. I rolled an 18.
What?
You got a natural one?
Yeah, I had a natural one, man, and I'm proficient. That's what sucks.
About 50 way up, your muscles begin to give out as you slip the ladder.
What? 50 feet. Crap.
Yeah.
He falls 50 feet?
Yeah.
Oh, Azok, that's a terrible decision.
I know. There's no way to.
You-
I can't pop anything off now.
Yeah, you fall hard on these large quartz stones, smacking your skull for 11 bludgeoning damage. And there is uproarious laughter from everyone. Did you see that?
Okay. Dusting himself off. Cracking a few bruised bones. What can I do here?
Can I use Bardic Inspiration through telepathy, Matt? Is that a thing?
It says here, it's a little different.
I am technically hearing them.
I don't think so, no.
Ooh. That's fine.
Okay, fine.
Because Aberrant Mind at first level like gets you able to do that for like a mile, right?
Well, no, I wouldn't want more than 60 feet. I'm just don't want people to know if I use it.
Oh, then yeah, as long as within the range of it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to extend the range. I just
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
so I'll talk into your mind like, hey, pick yourself up, sweet boy. You can do this. Try again, and give you your Bardic Inspiration of a D6.
6, thank you.
You do that as you finish up, you get all the way up to the inn.
Relieved about the miracle that I rolled an athletics check.
All right, good. That's better. It's not a 1.
How
17.
are you not just turning into a bird?
I know. I don't want to. I'm saving these up. Okay.
Okay, so 17. That is enough to get up there.
Thank you. I know how to play a druid.
Don't you have polymorph too?
Not trying to use everything just yet. It's hard playing a druid sometimes, man.
You have a lot of resources to manage.
Everything's concentration.
Well, let's get a drink. Let's patch up your scratches and maybe patch up your reputation a little bit.
I have nothing to prove to these people. Just you.
Like I was saying, let's get you a drink for sure. And let's head into the inn. I'm looking to find someone friendly to talk to.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
You going?
me and Azog did not see the Mother Esme statue, correct?
No, you'd have been able to see this from where you were.
Yes, that was a yes. Then we did see it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's enormous, like on the side of a mountain.
Right. right.
So, all right. But with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break and come back in 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. All right. So, coming into the enormous tavern, so made for small folk like yourselves. Make sure you got everybody.
I'm here.
Azak that we're still looking for.
Did we lose Goodnight? Or
He
is she not
disconnects
back yet?
sometimes.
Okay.
All right, just need Azak back to continue.
I'm here, and camera's off. I'm eating dinner.
Gotcha. In that case, yeah, you're in the tavern. All around you, you see heavy drinking, larger furniture, and such that seems to. Sorry. Just indicate the larger clientele. Everything stool is about 5 feet high for these larger people, and there is that sense as you walk in. There are, I mean, beautifully art and organized, twirling spires, braided wood, and then just silence as the two of you walk in, and everyone sort of turns and looks at the human and the elf who've entered.
Charlie will begin to cry a little bit, playing a damsel in distress role as she heads over to the barkeep to order the best little drink and small meal that she can manage. Feeling distraught and sad, or at least putting on that show. Her intention is to try to come across as a little bit weak and definitely, someone they can sympathize with.
Okay.
And she just wants a simple meal. I'm assuming that they serve something here.
As they come up, you see this large, so very silent here, as this large, clad in furs gentleman, a little taller than the others, looks down upon you. We've got roast bird, roast hog today.
Oh, anything would help. We don't have much. It's just we've been separated from our friends, and who knows if we'll find them. We're obviously well out of place here. And she'll pull out the money it takes to purchase dinner. I don't know, a gold. I don't know how much that would cost.
Yeah, so this goes, for you and your friend. 5 gold.
Okay. And she'll pay the money. And there used to be more of us, but they got separated from us. Actually, one of them was fascinated by the artwork on your mountain, and she'll point to Mother Esme, or at least refer to the giant Mother Esme outside.
Someone has earned an invitation.
Is that what it is? An invitation where?
It's could say it is a wanted poster, but the opposite, promising death to any who would harm the one pictured. It's all invitation to Coltradar.
And that's really respected here. It's more than just a threat. It's something that people know of.
Indeed. But I mean, it depends on what you think of Coltradar. We have a good relationship. Not all of the tribes here do. Especially more of the giants. They don't always respect it as much. Just really depends on whether or not how much you are upset with the current affairs and how much you think you can get away with it. All certainly fear the castle's master.
I mean, he must have great power if his promise of safety is sufficient. Why would people fear him, though? I mean, is it just power they fear, or has he done something?
Say, if you disagree, you could find several dragons at your doorstep, or maybe he'll come in with his men, take you and yours, collar them, and they will do whatever he wants, even stab you in the heart.
Well, that sounds terrifying. Yet people here get along with him, so there must be good in him too, of course.
We obey. We get along.
Do we know who that person is? Or is it just from time to time invitations are made? I'd be fascinated to know who he's inviting.
Eventually, everyone starts to get going. Like the place returns to its culture enough and goes, no name, just the picture, which is enough. It's obviously Tiefling, and that person will be avoided or hunted.
Matt, as this conversation's going around, Azok wants to just look around more of the room. Anybody paying any particular information as things start turning back to normal?
You see there's someone fairly close to the conversation, about 3 seats away. You can tell that they have their cloak seems to be made up of like dirt and moss. And even like their skin has a slight green tint. Unlike some of the others, most here have a purple to gray tint to their skin. This one has green. It's a little off-putting.
So some would hunt that person just because the people in the castle. You said a name, and I would use the name, but I can't pronounce the names that you're saying, Matt.
Coltradar, yes.
Coltradar. People in Coltradar want to see this person, and that alone would cause others to hunt them down.
Of course. Maybe your children were taken, maybe your farm was burned, or especially the giant folk. They the master Kol Tradar was once small and found a way to transcend. So, let's say he's not cared for by certain purists.
Right. Well, we all make enemies.
Indeed. And that person has become an enemy of many by having their photo up there, or sorry, by their picture up there. But then again, those loyal would die or be killed to protect her.
My friend is convinced that they're reasonable people. She tells me that she wants nothing more than to meet them one day. The people that live in that castle. What do you think? Are they reasonable people? Or are they just motivated by their own interests?
Have not met them. They keep to themselves. They make their demands that are heeded or punished. Here in Gorham,
You guys follow.
we do. Yeah. Ormstol and Underhelm. They put up a fight. And the heads left behind on the treetops and the mountains were enough of a warning for us to play nice.
Those are giant folk homes. But here the giants and humanoids, they live together.
All around. Most human. All of us have blood that goes back to ancestor giants. It is said that, for the most part, shipwrecked families began landing near Dushon, and eventually made their way, and soon there were no, I guess you would say, of you pure humans or elves, but just us giant ancestors. Oh, sorry, giant born. But such is the way in the Morgvar Isles.
Yeah, we are clearly out of sorts here, out of place, and that's why it's so hard for us to travel. Let me ask you this. If my friend was the person in that picture, or at least bore a resemblance, could you help me reunite with her?
Depends what you need.
No. Transportation? Maybe an escort if it's that dangerous.
Something like that would cost. If you want me to recruit people, it's done through here. Depends if you're trying to go down the roads or across the wilderness.
Well, my friend knows the way much better than I do.
The coast. We'll be heading down towards the coast.
Wilderness, then. Something like that. About 1,000 gold.
If you don't want to give our help, any help at all, just say it.
I'm serious. Do you know what lurks there? All types of things. It is a dangerous trek. Especially going there. If it is age you wish, then Huh. This is what I'll tell you for free. As much as this town respects, I wouldn't let night fall on you too much here. They are suspicious, especially outside of this tavern in the more proper of Gohon.
Telepathically, Azok will kind of just whisper on over and just, we're better off just meeting back with our friends ourselves. Esme is going to attract a lot of attention if we bring them along with us.
No, absolutely. Esme's father is a powerful person, but he's definitely made enemies. Sounds like he's crossed some lines to do it.
We might also have a tail. Third person to the left of me is keeping a close eye on us and what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, I'll take care of that.
You doing this, he does say. However, you are new here. So, he puts down an egg that appears to be made out of gold.
Donations?
Maybe I just don't want to be cursed by those who want to help travelers.
Eye for an eye. I respect it. Azok will take with both hands. Well, is the egg like did he palm it and he just be able to palm it? Is it huge to Azok?
It's a pretty big egg. It's like 8 inches or so, and you hit like it. It feels like there's even like something kind of inside.
Azok will give it a shake with both hands.
Yeah.
Many thanks.
And shall we be on the road then, friend? Charlie
Sure.
will say.
Hmm.
And she'll stand up and look over to the gentleman in the cloak that Azak pointed out. And I'd like to psychically, if I may, Matt, use unsettling words on him. I don't know if that's something that you'll allow. That one only requires him to see me by the technical rule. I don't know if that's something you're comfortable with.
Is that a spell? Is that the ability?
That's the ability from the bard. It's just
That's fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
and then she'll wink at him and subtle spell cast modify memory. Just to clear the memory of him ever seeing us. Last 10 minutes, he never saw us. Wisdom
Okay,
save 18 at disadvantage.
Okay. All right.
And he'll subtract 5 from his save.
At disadvantage and subtract 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna fail.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just wipe his memory of ever seeing us at all.
Nice.
And we'll leave. And see if we can climb down the ladder.
Going down, you're able. We kind of got it now. You can get
Yeah.
it down there.
Wait just a minute, real quick. And Azok is going to use his free identify to see exactly what this egg is.
Interesting. Not the egg. It's not magical.
Huh. Kind of shakes it up. There's no visible seam on this. It's solid plate gold.
You guess the shell here is probably worth 100 gold pieces.
Guess he bought us dinner.
But I'm not hungry.
Can we start our walk?
Yep. Isaac will put it in his backpack for now. Yep. Better make fast. It gets cold at night, especially on the beach.
And we'll start our walk.
Okay. All right, those of you up top, what do you want to do?
Esme would have tried her father again. Father, what you sent us was ashes. I should have been more specific. Something that would not break. But that's okay. I'll try to get... I guess I'll have to cast again. There as soon as possible. It's a very long journey, but I do look forward to meeting you soon, as does everyone. Thank you for trying.
The crib I sent was strong, but this magic is unpredictable. Good thing I didn't send a person. They would have come in as much as dust. I gave it a shot for you. Looking forward when you come here. All right, what do y'all want to do?
Sean is gonna stop and like, can we take 10 minutes?
Your audio's off
sorry,
there,
yeah.
John. There you go.
Sean wants to ask the group, can we take 10 minutes and make a quick stop?
Okay.
Thank you. And then she's gonna wander off. Matt, she's going to pull out an idol of herself and start casting contingency.
Okay.
I'm going to use Detect Thoughts as my contingent spell. And my thing for this parameter is going to be when we meet Mother Esme's mom, I'm going to ask her a question about the reason why she gave Mother Esme away.
Okay.
And that will be the triggering effect.
You got it.
And then 10 minutes later, Shauna will return. Like, alright, let's get going.
Where did you go?
I just had to make a quick call to Azok.
How is he?
Good. They're on their way. Taking the coastline.
Do a perception check out as we're moving.
Absolutely.
It's also a good note. I feel like Azok, knowing that people are, although we just modify somebody's memory, Azok will still do pass without a trace on him and Charlie, so we're harder to detect leaving this area.
You got it.
So that is going to be a 20, a total for 21.
Okay. Looking out, you see, I would say there seems to be almost like what look like people made out of lightning running across the seas. Over amidst, you can see mud that seems to move and leap into the air and splash other places. Even then, there are enormous herds here. You see oxes about blue in color that are about 20 feet long and large, carrying enormous things that they seem to be following their own herd. A few of these have collars on them that seem to be ordering the other ways around. But for the most part, the area seems clear of outright threats.
I'll point that out to everybody, and right now it doesn't look like we have anything to worry about. I guess we'll keep walking.
Mhm. You got it. Continue to move. You see running there. There's a herd of about 20 quadrupedal creatures. They have a horn that comes out almost like a rhino, but then splits into two. Just at the base, as they're moving together and grazing upon land. Each one around 20, 25 feet, about 15 feet high. As the sun sets. All right. So as all the groups are traveling, everybody give me, excuse me, a D20.
$14.
13.
2.
3.
I think I'm missing a few, right?
15.
It's rolling.
Okay.
13.
Right. In that case, both of you travel deep into the next day. Around 1 or 2 a.m. as you meet each other.
Hey guys, what took you so long?
Well, you said you were going across the coast. It seemed to take longer for you.
I know, got lost, didn't want to get followed up by giant folk. That's a bold-faced lie. We went inside the little giant city. Found out some stuff.
Did you see the giant picture of you on the mountain?
Why did you... What were you doing in the giant city? I thought we were trying to meet up.
And we did.
We found out some information, Mother Esme. Your father has put out a message that you're to arrive safely to him.
I already told you all that.
but we saw the message. Surely you saw it too. But there are forces that fight against your father. And while it's a message that we're under his protection, it's also something that would put a target on our back.
Well, I'm sure his enemies would be our enemies. If we encounter them, we'll deal with them.
Right.
It's just that we're getting the vibe that he's not. He rules these people through fear. It's not a cohabitable existence. They're kind of like as subjects.
And what makes you have that vibe?
Well, Charlie here was talking to some of them when we were in the town.
I see. And so we're trusting this group that we don't know over my own intuition.
Oh, no, not at all. We're just reporting back your father's reputation. We know you love him and would love to know all the details.
Oh,
So we're giving them to you.
I'm very much aware of the rumors. Even Vanessa had rumors.
He's feared amongst the people we talk to, not loved. But that's okay. Maybe he's misunderstood.
I would say certainly he is. He actually tried to help us.
How'd you try doing that?
I don't know. We asked him for something and he tried to send it to us. It's just the magic was a bit off.
You'll hear Critters do a big poof when his fingers go.
Well, now that we're all together, I suppose we should get some rest.
Sounds good. By the way, they gave us something when we were in the tavern.
Oh, really?
Azak will pull out the golden egg. Kind of huge.
Does that look like the eggs we've seen of the dragons?
No.
No? Interesting.
Does it smell like anything? Well, now that Azak has a moment, does it give off any kind of scent? Do I get the vibe of this was something naturally laid by a monster?
Smells kind of like an egg, yeah.
Shauna, Marvella, Critters, any ideas?
Critters is gonna look at it. Does it look like it's a bird egg? Does it look like
Yeah, give me a survival check.
or a reptilian? Survival? Not nature?
Do nature, yeah.
Okay. Then I will use my Kinku recall to give me advantage because I have proficiency in it. Oh, 18, 24 then.
Nice. It looks like a way too big goose egg.
Something laid by the golden goose.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
you just bought a goose egg, but like, how large is it?
I'm holding it up by like two hands.
Yeah, it's like 8 inches, yeah.
Oh, that's no ordinary goose egg then.
It's a gold-plated goose egg.
Does that check give me like a tell if it's actually plated or is that natural?
I'll give you that. Yeah, it seems like it's more natural. Like it's not plated, like where it was melted around. Like it looks like it was formed. Like you would guess the shell would be solid gold.
That's yeah.
Would have heard any stories or tales of anything like this?
Give me a history check.
Yeah, Curtis would go on. It's like, and noticing like all the smaller details on the egg is like, that's not just normally plated.
21.
There's clearly something in it though. It's sloshing. Like,
But I will use my peerless
Okay.
and make that 21 a 33.
What?
As I'm really thinking hard about
Oh my gosh.
tales that I've heard, tavern tales.
Okay. Yeah. There are a few tales people talk about enormous geese kept by giants that once a year could lay a golden egg. And sometimes there's nothing in it, and sometimes they say there's great magic inside, riches.
I'm not sitting on it.
So I have heard tales of this kind of thing. It is really large geese that annually lay golden eggs. Sometimes those golden eggs are special in an arcane sense. So take it for what it's worth. I always thought it was just mere legend.
I imagine if Palin were here, that egg would already be cracked open.
Still doesn't change my mind. I'm not sitting on it. I've heard
I
similar
don't
stories.
think you need to.
I've heard other stories about certain eggs that need to be sit on in order for them to, by certain different creatures, though.
huh?
But usually that was more demonic creatures.
Interesting.
We had one more interesting thing happen to us in town. There was someone who was very interested in seeing outsiders. We took care of it. Made sure he wouldn't remember us, but I wouldn't be surprised if we should keep our eyes open. I wouldn't be surprised if there's people looking for outsiders, strangers. Maybe you, Mother Esme.
Well, don't worry. I can always try talking to them diplomatically.
That's the thing though. We've already been diplomatic in this tavern. Diplomacy can only take us so far.
I'm pretty sure Goodnight meant he's going to kill them. Did I
Oh,
pick
that's
up on
right.
that correctly?
Yes. You said diplomatic was the safe word, so
Mother Esme can only. That's only when Mother Esme is saying it. We can say
I
it
know.
interchangeably.
That's the only reason the sword's not out. But I've tried.
Yeah. Has he been good? He looks at the rest of the group.
Yes, he has been.
Hey,
So do-
I'm always good. It's kind of in the name.
Okay, let's start camping.
Yeah. We sleep tonight and try to have tomorrow be the big day.
In the morning, we plan.
Sounds good. And this is because if Critters isn't setting like this, hadn't said this, I wasn't gonna do it. But Azog is gonna put the goose egg down, wild shape to a giant eagle, and sit on it. Something might happen, something might not. I don't know.
Amazing. So is there no mansion then?
Oh, yes, there's a mansion.
Okay. I was just checking. Okay. So you spend the night in a mansion. Anything before your long rest?
Not for me.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Very good. In that case, you may have your long rest. Morning, and what would you like to do?
Azak, can we even? I mean, is this something we're gonna face every time we try to use that magic to get there? Do we have to walk?
I mean, I'm looking at I'm looking outside. What's the weather like today, Matthew?
Yeah, so well, you or your friend goes. You can see what he means. Feel like you could get maybe another 100, well, more like 50 miles before the winds would be too much.
So we can go a long ways away, but can't take you all the way to Esme's father's abode. So it's going to be a little bit of wind walking and a little bit of foot walking.
You might be able to. And Shauna's like, I've been learning something that might help us.
We're all ears.
Oh, do you want me to show you now? Okay. It's gonna take me 10 minutes, fine.
Oh,
If you
Chanting again.
don't want to do it,
Well,
then why offer?
No, it's fine.
Should we do it outside the mansion?
Well, I mean, it will only affect once I get outside the mansion, so. But sure, we'll all go outside the mansion. And she'll start casting. 10 minutes later, you'll see her chanting in Elvish and Zemnian, and you'll watch as she starts controlling the weather.
Oh, whoa.
That'll do it. All right. So you missed him then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, we'll just have to stop because I can only do this for so long. I mean, so many miles, and then I have to stop and rechange the bike and hold this for 8 hours. So
So is the storm 8 hours?
So
Control
I can
weather 8
concentrate. I can concentrate up to 8 hours, but it only affects 5 miles of range every time. So
Okay,
as
well,
the
can
weather
you-
gets a bit worse, we'll stop, and I'll have to affect 5 miles. Stop, wait, affect 5 miles type thing. Because it also takes
Gotcha.
1d4 times 10 minutes, so it could take up to an hour even sometimes for the weather to change slowly.
Okay. And how many times can you cast it?
It's 8th level spell, so that's why it lasts up to 8 hours.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Gotcha.
Yeah, I have concentrating up 8 hours on this spell all day long, pretty much.
Perfect. Okay. Then you turn into the mist, and as you go, stopping a few times, finding safe spots to do so, you see enormous statues around 40, 50 feet tall that almost stand guard at different intervals the closer you get to Kol Tradar. Then occasionally you see them move. Runes upon them grow bright. And Shana, you recognize this as extremely advanced versions of your husband's magic. And the closer you get, looking on the land, you see intricately complicated runes.
Am I seeing frost giant stuff too, or any certain elements? Because
It's like they going from the things you know, somewhat frost, but more often than not, some seem like they are a combination of several cultures.
I think Sheila will literally be like, Gothic would love it here. I think this would be a place he would dream of.
Would you technically move your tower?
No, it doesn't fly anymore.
Oh.
Okay. Then, as your travel day comes to a close, you find yourselves floating in and among a massive wall. Do you want to attempt to go over the wall or materialize at its gate?
My vote's 8 since we've been invited.
Second.
I'm cool with it, yeah.
I think it's Esme's call if we can communicate.
I didn't think we could. That's why I didn't say anything.
I mean, you can stop places and have the conversation.
Esme would say that her father said that they would be announced, so it's likely we would need to go through the gate.
Okay.
Very well. You take the time and approach here. Excuse me. And the gate at first is definitively shut. And then there is a pause as the gates open. A large woman approaches. She holds what looks like lightning active in her hand, but as a staff. As she taps it upon the ground, there's tiny explosions as rock reacts. Bolts of electricity move about her body. She wears a long gown. Her hair is white. And as it blows, it almost seems some of it fades in the wind. She looks down. Her eyes alight upon Esme. She bows. As she does, you can see there is what looks like this large crystal that's been embedded into her forehead. Announce your name.
My name is Sorrow. These are my friends and companions. Marvelous, Shauna, Charlie, Goodnight, Azok, and Critters.
Then we welcome you, daughter of the king. She bows. And then she waves her hand, the winds blow, the gates open large, and you can see a city bright in the setting sun. There are several levels to this city. The foundations of every building are a different color cloud. Some dark or gray or white, others more frivolous, pink and purples, and even teal and dark blue adorn this city that goes on several levels. At its very center, there is a pillar of cloud that seems to reach up at least 200 feet to the clouds above. Travel to the cloud pillar, Esme. There you will be able to go up to your father.
How do I get to the cloud?
He just points to the cloud pillar. You walk there.
Oh. Thank you. She turns back to the others. Well, I suppose we're going to the clouds. And then she'll start walking that way.
Marvelous will follow.
Good night would fall.
Awesome. All right. I need everyone to give me a wisdom save, DC 17.
Is it a charm or frightened effect?
Nope.
Natural 20 for
Can
30.
Can everyone still get the +5?
Yeah.
35 then.
21.
15.
20.
15.
Okay.
Bad roll, but that's an 18 still.
An 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, answer this truthfully for your characters, Critters and Charlie. If things go wrong or you don't like what you see, what are you prepared to do?
Charlie is fully motivated by making sure that Esme walks away happy with what goes on today, and is willing to use her magic however needed to make sure Esme walks away happy.
Curtis is not gonna let anybody deter Esme from what she thinks is right about her parents. Even if that means standing in between somebody.
Okay. The rest of you realize that someone tried to break into your mind. And you know it is the woman who you've just passed.
Azlok will give that giant a knowing look. Just like staring her down as you walk past the threshold.
Good night, like, does a bunch of, like, double takes, like, looks at the giant, looks at his sword, looks at Mother Esme, looks at the giant, looks at his sword, looks at Mother Esme, and then pouts and walks through.
It's just a security major.
Charlie's not offended at all. She turns, smiles, and curtsies. This feels completely normal. Why waste the words?
And I'd say, Shauna, you can tell that in addition to this, they have done detect magic.
Okay. Yep. Seeing what we have on us.
All right. Again, this is a beautiful city. It is similar to before as you see these individuals of various shades that are more like 7 and 8 feet tall, walking among larger giants. Though here, everyone seems to be more well-dressed, more well-appointed. The idea that they were all hunters in the other one you were in, or blue-collar workers, these seem to not be the same. Or at least if they are, they dress up. Many here do seem to have a good command of lightning. And even some of the streets, you find yourselves having to quickly move out of the way as some children, about, you're guessing 13 to 14, zoom past on what look like round rocks that have runes inscribed in them that are channeling essentially a ball of lightning underneath them and zooming past. You're pretty sure could almost kill you if you had gotten in the way. They move, and they a few even are able to go up the clouds and the buildings, keeping their balance.
Just like in a storybook.
Mother Esme, we need to get you one of those.
Oh, I don't know about that. I was more so talking about... Did you hear what she said?
Yes.
My father is a king.
And that makes you a princess.
Exactly. From sister to mother to princess.
It's like the dream of every orphan girl ever. Right, Mother Esme?
I don't know. Well, maybe.
My only question is, why did they want to keep you away?
I don't know. I intend to ask, though. I mean, I won't bring it up right away, but I'll definitely want to ask them during the conversation. I'm sure they have a reason.
By the way, Shauna, you said they were seeing what we have on us. What did you mean?
Detect magic. They can tell what you're carrying.
So there's this giant cage of world-ending magic count as magic? Would that light up those Christmas tree, I'm guessing?
What was that?
It's
Yeah,
really hard to hear you.
Yeah,
Oh,
muffled.
Like,
Would. Is that better?
Yeah.
Would this giant cage on my back count as a magic thing since it's kind of world ending?
If there's magic on it, then yes, it would be Raging Magic. Good night.
Sad face.
I mean, you could hardly blame them for being cautious.
Yeah, just a couple strangers with the lost daughter of the noble that rules the city.
I guess I should be more optimistic.
Well, no, I mean, you're welcome to your suspicions and such. All I mean was, it seems normal to have security checks.
I guess.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry. I've just kind of really liked you guys and have kind of taken it as my job to keep you all alive. And not to do stupid things looking straight at Azza. But, I mean, I guess that's just why I'm a little cautious. So to speak. But I guess we should keep going.
Yes, of course. Esme's taking in every single sight she sees is just bewildered and excited about this place.
Absolutely. There's stalls and it's an interesting comparison to those of you who have been at Singorn, where you witnessed a thing of fine craftsmanship, making things just a little more special. Here, as opposed to it being like kind of a secret and a heavy nod, you see runes proudly put on nearly everything. Items and boots and armor and clothes sewn in, giving different people flight, electricity. Others seem to transform into clouds like you have at will within a moment's notice and appear much farther away or zoom. It's like great magics, some of which has taken you all great heart and effort to do, are at access by citizens, some simply by kissing a rune on their shoulder or whistling and a rune on their forehead lights up. It's as most as you can kind of get to our way of thinking would be like a futuristic city of like flying cars. It's just insane, the difference here.
Sean is going to be walking and kind of mention, you know, I once traveled around a place like this. Highly advanced. Unfortunately, it doesn't lie where it is anymore. And that's a scary thought.
Are you saying the other shoe should drop, or
Places that become this powerful this quickly might be unknown for a while, but eventually the other world eyes come prying in, and they don't last long. I mean, you've all heard of the Age of Arcanum, and obviously Aeor.
Well,
I've been to Isla before. I've seen the ruins.
The floating cities.
Well, they weren't floating when I was there. They were crashed. And there's just ruins and things left, ancient and buried. But I do hope that never happens here.
Can you imagine being alive during all that, with the deities before the gates, and what that must have been like?
would have been something different.
Incredible.
Sadly, I'm sure a different time, different troubles.
Just think,
Pretty
good night. You could have arm wrestled your deity.
I'm pretty sure my race was not around during that time, of the stories I was told.
Good night. Would you have let Bahamut win in an arm wrestling match?
My life, my soul, sword, my soul is Bahamut.
There's some dirty looks that you get when you say that. It's like the mother walking her kids puts their hands over their ears. There's a large giant one with giant children. Yeah.
I suppose deity talk is not welcome here.
Yeah, that brings up a good question, Matt. Have we seen any temples?
There's huge temples. If you want to investigate them, would you want to go right to your cloud pillar?
That might be. Yeah, I feel like that's a good thing we should know.
Yeah.
You tell me, what level of investigation do you want to do around the city?
Hmm.
Like, do you want to take some time in this, or
I mean, we could always investigate the city after.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of Princess Esme's call.
Well, I know what Jackie wants to do, but I also know what Esme wants to do. So if it's Esme's call, Esme is going to be like, let's keep going.
Alright, I'll lead on.
Esme might take a passing glance at the temples since she grew up around various beliefs just to see if she recognizes any of the symbolage.
Charlie would be interested in that as well.
So here there are a few that you right. Who knows Giant?
I don't think I do.
I do now.
Is it Critters?
I don't know.
No? Okay, so
Shauna does now.
okay. So you recognize a rune that means journey. And the name within it from this temple is Dian Castra. There's excuse me. Another that you recognize for knowledge that appears to be a large stalactite with the rune for the name Skoarius. And then one with two hands with wrists crossed and fingers pointed downward. That is Annam. Around the cloud pillar, there is one with a garland of flowers, adorned with the symbols of light and peace, named Elanus. And another with broken shackles, representing death. known as Karantor.
So there's a lot of temples here,
There's a few, yeah.
which is interesting compared to what Esme learned about her mother.
Mm-hmm.
But none of these are gods that I would have heard of or seen in Vasselheim,
No.
which is weird because Vasselheim is like the city of temples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't have Palor, so
Well, in that case.
yeah.
Is it? Do giants worship different gods,
I'm sure they do.
or the same gods by different names?
That could be possible. It's different. I would imagine it's different in other regions of the world.
Yeah, but
Or
you
could
say
it be
that
some-
in the regions we're on two different continents. I mean, Vasselheim and Wildmount both still have the same prime deities.
Could it be from a different world? I mean,
My wondering is, giants come from something of older. Bazak, what could those be primordial names?
I mean, I was never taught primordial. I think the closest thing probably would be the Druid language, but not entirely sure.
I mean,
Are you saying these could be primordial gods?
these could be Titan gods. These could be the names of the Titans, for all we know. I mean, isn't that technically where giants originally come from? Is remnants from Titans?
Your guess is as good as mine. My studying was never anything like that, but I'll take your word for it. It's definitely something to ask when we have time.
Matt, growing up in a temple my entire life, would I have ever heard of this?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
So then Shauna goes, as we're just walking, goes, "Hey, Gossick, have you ever heard of these names?" And she's gonna label them off. Or know anything about, like, giant religion?
He'll say no.
Even he doesn't know.
Well, if it is another world, I could probably take us there after we're done here.
Is our traveler still with us?
Mhm.
Do you know what we're talking about? Have you ever heard of these things?
Yes, you misunderstand. Mother, can we take a slight detour into, let's do Annam.
Do what?
Go into the Temple of Annam. Just briefly.
So she kind of looks. Esme, I'll tell you what Esme's mindset is right now. She knows that she just came to the city and the guards saw her. She feels like it would be rude to not go directly where they said. In other words, "Oh, I haven't seen you my whole life. I just got to the city. I'm going to wander around." So that's kind of where her mind is.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, if you want to tell them, that's fine.
Makes sense
How
to
long
me.
would this detour take?
No more than 10 minutes.
All right.
And he proudly shows his this pout that he wears on his chest. And there's some guards about his size that move and open the doors. And here there are tomes that line the walls. you see people working at desks and that seem to be inscribing, boiling potions and alchemical things, all rune based. You get the idea is that the outward symbolism, there seems to be an element of worship here, but it's directed towards like production and learning, and almost magic, as if the making and learning of these is part of their idea of. You're not sure if they worship the deity or not, but it is certainly a religious experience for the people here. So I think for Esme, like none of the trappings that she would recognize in any temple she's ever been in. And it does look a little different than a school. Some weird thing between the two. Think anybody want to do?
Oh, I was muted. But yeah, I think Esme is under the impression that this is, a cultural, giant, religious type of atmosphere with rune crafting and whatnot.
Mm.
Well, perhaps we'll have a chance to sit down and learn more about these a little later, if that's all right.
You're back to meet your parents.
Azok will kind of just stick by Vareth as we are walking and just kind of start side talking. Just be like, "Am I a little confused? Your people live off the land like regular outlanders, and you worship a deity? I mean, I pegged you all as druids. Is that just a misconception?"
We are aware of where we come from and what our heritage is, and we pay tribute to that. In our island, you could say, in Kolchidar, they view themselves here as they are proud. Excuse, and he's choosing his words very carefully. They are proud of where their blood comes from, who their fathers' were, and much of the past. And there are reasons for this, I believe. Where you found us, we have a saying. We are of this land, we are of this world, and we stand between what tries to cross in. Yeah, you could say many have the attitude of visitors.
I won't pretend that I understand exactly what that all means, but maybe if we stay here long enough, I can probably get a better grasp into how this all works.
Maybe. And so, with that, you are led further, or you walk further as it's easy to see, and there are whispers here and there as people recognize Esme. at about, well, really precisely 1,000 feet away. There is a bit of a gasp as a large outline of a dragon appears around Esme. It bears 5 heads and moves with her, mimicking some of her movements. The heads turn as she turns hers. A few guards lower their weapons, and others quickly remind when they see the word Agatra! Agatra! Un! Which you would hear immediately Shauna as guest. Guest. Death if you kill.
Can I feel when we entered that Y, all of a sudden there's a change on, like, is there magic in the air now around us? Just see
Yes.
that Mother Esme's, okay.
It. Make an Arcana check.
21.
Get it? It's a little. It would be of the same arcane root as something like a hollow spell, but instead specifically designed to reveal certain truths of a person. I think with the 21, you would get this seems to be specifically against Draconic, to reveal any Draconic influences someone might have.
Matt,
Yeah,
can I
'cause Shauna would be,
please, Shauna, go ahead.
I was just going to say Shauna would be looking at herself, knowing that her energy is not the same, but like she has that heavy energy in her, magical.
Yeah. Yeah, those the everyone who I think it's all of you except Charlie and Esme, I believe, will also bear fiery wings in this because of your own deals and gifts received by dragons. The one thing you realize, Shauna, in this moment, you hadn't really thought of it. No plants have died since you've come onto the island. You've walked through the streets. Children have run by you.
She's been thinking about it. I just haven't said anything. Trust me, I've been thinking about it the whole time I've been walking, going, there's a child running by me that heard goodnight, and it's not dead yet, and that hasn't been like, oh, that child died.
Correct.
That's crossed my mind. So I was
Okay,
just
cool.
been very like,
This is me officially confirm it. I am not missing
Okay.
something.
yeah,
I'm telling
I
you
was-
that this is very on purpose.
okay, yeah, guys, I think we keep walking, but I do think there's a little something going on. If you haven't all noticed, children are running by me.
Yes, they're giants.
They're more harder than the human folk we've been
Yeah.
around.
I don't think that goes to plants. As you look at the ground below her.
Maybe that's what my father meant. He said something about protecting, and that if he ever stopped, it would be bad.
Protecting who? Protecting the people here.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's why this place hasn't been found out yet by the rest of the world. He's keeping it unknown and hidden.
He's protecting it.
He's hiding it. It's a different definition.
Well, it's like it was said a moment ago, if a place like this gets discovered, people will come for it and tear it to shreds. And I consider that protecting, if that's what he's
I
doing.
agree with you, Mother.
Well, and
In a way.
I'll give it this. It's the one of the best places to hide something. I mean, Istria is known for being in the middle of nowhere, and then you choose the middle of nowhere of Istria to go. I mean, very few people could ever. I mean, I'm sure that those people that don't like you, Shauna, would even have a hard time getting this far. Or do you disagree?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they wouldn't want to come this far. Service Assembly doesn't really have any motives in the Silra that I know of. But, Charlie, you were going to say something earlier.
Oh, just Charlie will bend over and maybe pick a flower on the path or nearby the path and hand it to Shauna. Maybe it's something you should enjoy while you can.
Like-
To see that things don't wither and die just by your presence.
I agree with that. This is something that I haven't felt in a while now.
Look, Princess Esme, your father's first gift. Shauna gets some respite from...
Can you imagine what this type of power could do?
I mean, Mother Esme, would it be wrong to say I could live here and be happy, and the Savalier would be without having to worry, because I wouldn't have to hurt people by being here?
Would you like me to talk to my father about that?
It's just a dream for now. I mean, I think we first have to reunite you and your family.
Yes, of course. I'm just thinking the type of healing this place could do. It far exceeds anything I've done.
I wouldn't sell yourself short, Mother. I mean, you've got like an entire orphanage.
Yes, of course. I just meant if one was to compare, this is unheard of.
Which that's what scares me. You know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
My father does seem responsible in that way. But I suppose we should meet him. Oh, this is going to be fun. Fun, 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 fun.
All right. You proceed. This show of your essences, if you will, does not stop. It seems to walk with you and stay. As you are shown into the enormous cloud pillar. It is about 200 feet wide, ruined at the bottom, and doors of cloud open at your approach. As you touch, you see that it is solid. Almost more than stone. And you come and you can see on the floor is worked in runes. As the doors close, they alight in this blue and purple lightning that moves around, and the platform that you are on begins rising, at first slow and then gaining speed. You feel yourselves getting heavier with the force. Just as it begins to get worrisome, it begins to slow, the pressure relieving. And you find the doors in this cylinder open. There, standing, are 5 of these, more like the giantkin. These, one with skin of gray, one a more pinkish hue, another a deep blue, that you recognize more as frost, one of red, and one that's this sky blue. And they bow their heads. The center one that is of fire. A rather handsome gentleman, probably in his 30s, at least visually, clears their throat. To the royal daughter and company, we welcome you. To above, we welcome you above Kol Treda.
Thank you.
We've been instructed to show you rooms to allow you to rest from your travels.
Wonderful.
An audience for tomorrow.
Delightful.
We ought to ask if this is acceptable to you.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
Each of them takes out, and some of them take out more than one, but these small boxes. The one, Fi only has one and gives it to Esme. The others give them all to you. It goes, gifts from the king.
Should we open them now?
You may do so in your rooms. It's probably better.
Okay. Well,
I do think everyone sees like an extremely worried look on Goodnight's face that he's following along.
Going down the rooms, you find yourselves given to an area that seems to be a bit more proportionate to your size, though slightly oversized. As if a house made for tall people is the feeling, a little bit. But not huge like the giants. There are several rooms, and you see that precisely 7 of the rooms have been made up to be bedrooms. The rest seem to have a mixture of training, of dining, a place to read, in fact, even games and tables where one could play Dragon Ante, and there's some different, almost like pool tables and such set out. There's a kitchen that you can see is actually staffed by an individual awaiting orders, it seems. There's another person. You see a smaller room near the kitchen that you assume they sleep in, and another room that seems to be for a maid and one more that seems to be a butler's headquarters. As he comes out and simply says, please allow me, please give me any information you need. Or any questions, I can see what I can do to make your stay the most comfortable. And they're of pinkish skin hue, specifically. And looks to Venthras. Oh, I'll have another room made up for you immediately, sir. I did not realize this was a larger party.
Is it alright if Ozzy stays with me?
Smiles. Hello there, cute guy. I didn't realize. Where'd you find one?
Oh, it's been so long, I don't even remember. But we found him out in a field.
We haven't seen any of these on our island in centuries.
Wow.
You must have been very fortunate to find one.
Well, yes, I actually consider myself very lucky to find him. He has been wonderful as a traveling companion.
Madam, if I may inquire, was it Neo Giants or?
Actually, I do believe it was.
Oh.
He was in pain, and so I saved him, and then we became good friends.
This may be of interest to the court or even the king. We've lost a part of our history that has been gone a long time. It is good they are here.
I'll happily bring him to our dinner meeting then.
And of course, I'm sorry you all must be tired. Anything before I allow you to retire?
Which room am I?
Just, I made them mostly identical for you all to.
Oh,
pick.
perfect. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm not used to having people ask me things like that, but I hope you have a wonderful time here. And if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Of course. I think they're leaving. There seems to be some types of food that's put out for these purposes.
Oh, do you have for my friend Shana? Do you have a non-meat meal?
And you look, there's fruits and salads and nuts and beans as well as some meats. We'll always preparedness.
Oh, good. Right, I suppose that's all then. Thank you.
All right. So, given the time here, given time to investigate your rings, you find that they are amazingly well crafted, beautiful pieces of jewelry. Of course, the one for Esme seems to be 2 types of tiefling horns as the band. It's metal, it's not a physical horn, but it depicts these 2 horns that come together, out of which sprout a smaller set that act as what would hold the jewel. And it's this deep blue stone. And the rest of yours has what seem to be stones that you think contain, almost looks like they contain clouds. Others contain fire itself, lightning, and I'm going to leave you free to describe yours, is what element you think yours would contain. But they all are rings of spell storing.
Like here, you just have this now?
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't my father wonderful?
Oh, he's the greatest man I've ever met. I love a man that buys me jewelry. So.
Each one of these has stone skin and feather fall currently in them.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And with you being in this amazing hall, we'll end there for tonight.
Right.
As you watch, and thank you so much. And we will get to this next week. See you then.
Good night, everybody.